I want to talk about Democrats leaving being Democrats. All right, I just stumbled upon this story today, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about this movement of change. All right, and this is an opinion piece. Brian Dean Wright. I am a Democrat, but it's time to leave the party. As Democrats whip up a political circus in Washington, D.C. with the second impeachment of former President Donald Trump, they're focusing the nation's attention on the rhetoric that they alleged incited violence on the Capitol in January 6th. I'm so sick of that, by the way. Yet for those of us paying attention, we see through the absurdity. Oh man, what a breath of fresh air to hear a Democrat say that. It is the left that is overwhelmingly responsible for the political violence and destruction that is hammering our great nation. For years, Democrats like me have watched with increasing alarm as our own political leaders and activists, from Speaker Nancy Pelosi to media outlets like MSNBC, have used an endless stream of hateful, violent, and ultimately un-American rhetoric that has resulted in billions of dollars of economic damage and given birth to a violent national movement. Bravo. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, how isn't that so relieving to hear that there are Democrats that are seeing through it, that are like, what are they doing? Why? They're the ones causing this hate. They're the ones separating everyone. Segregation by your race. That's the left. That's not the right. They keep saying the right is racist and all this stuff, but the right is like, we just want to work. We want jobs for everybody. Everybody. We just want to go to work, and we want everyone to have good lives. One on the left is like, whoa, systemic racism. We need to create a system to keep us segregated. Wait, I'm sorry. How does that work again? Yeah, it's your fault, Democrats. Okay, obviously not all of them, because we have this Brian Wright, who's actually a former CIA officer here, saying, look, I was a Democrat and I'm seeing through their lies. That is amazing. So to hear that, it's incredible. And it sounds familiar. And it reminds me of, first and foremost, Democrat to Deplorable. Now, this is by Jack Murphy. You don't know who Jack Murphy, he actually wrote the book, Democrat to Deplorable. And I'm just going to read this story because it's actually, it's very fitting. And you see a lot of this happening. And that's what Mr. Wright was just talking about. But Jack has a great, just read it. It's great. 2016 was the year I went from Democrat to deplorable. I was once a proud Obama voter in 2008, and today I happily throw my support behind Donald Trump. The world has changed, and I need to find a new political home. Over the last 8 years, Democrats lurched left, leaving my moderate views now solidly on the right. Things which were once reasonable compromises were now seen as extreme right-wing views. The Democrats and their leaders spun wildly left, and I found myself alone in the political wilderness. I could no longer support the Democrats in general, and when Hillary Clinton was nominated, there was no hesitation. The Democrats were out. But if not Democrat, then what? I once thought myself a potential libertarian. Give me social freedom and limited government, please. The phrase gays, guns, and drugs was how I always summed it up. I don't care who you marry. I don't care how many guns you have or how much weed you want to smoke. As long as it doesn't raise my taxes or increase the national debt, I'm fine with it. But we know libertarian thinking is in the U.S. never got anywhere because they failed to understand some basics around civic services. Libertarianism is useful for theory but terrible in practice. It's good to think about, but not effective for a large country like ours. So there I was. The Democrats had abandoned me with their identity politics, victim culture, and corruption. The Republicans were foreign to me, and let's be honest, libertarianism was a fantasy. And along came Trump. Donald Trump, the Democrat in a Republican's clothing who supports gay rights, social freedoms, and the right to do business unobstructed by the government. Trump, who is unabashedly masculine, unafraid to violate the fascism of political correctness, and willing to take on the issue of 21st century. Donald Trump. Trump is ready to take on the real issues of the moment, while the Democrats and the Republicans are both stuck fighting the wars of the old days, unaware the world has changed. The once feared race to the bottom of globalization has actually happened, and the leftists who ironically feared it in the 90s were now oblivious to their predictions had come true, and the right who implemented it now defends it to the death. Both sides fighting to maintain a system which has clearly changed the face of America in many ways, or in a way many Americans didn't like. So what do Americans want? Most red Americans want something simple. Those outside of the blue urban enclaves want to put America first. They want to be able to speak truth about reality. They want to be left alone. They want a chance to succeed, and they want to keep their jobs and money. These are simple concepts, but all too rare among today's political establishment. The novelty of these statements is what opened the door for Trump on his way to the White House. The Obama administration and the Democrats created a new environment in which normal beliefs are heretical. A man and a woman are different, you say? We all have different aptitudes? We should spend our money on Americans instead of aliens? We should lift ourselves up before we lift others? You're Nazis now, says the left. Racists, bigots, terrible, vile people. So no wonder being conservative is the new rebellion. Jack Murphy, man, I've met him many times. He's now a regular on the Timcast IRL show. You know what, Jack, if you end up watching this and you would like to join me on my show, please come on out. I know you're not that far, as you are frequently out here at this location. Come join me on my show and let's talk about this, because you're the type of person that we need more of in this country. Please run for office. I think you would be an incredible politician. Seriously, don't. I think you should do it. All right, but definitely check out jackmurphylive.com if you want to hear more from Jack Murphy. He's great. This is just the tip of the iceberg as far as different things that he brings to the table. Check it out. All right, and then I want to talk about, the Walk Away campaign. You know, it's basically the new Democrat to deplorable. You know, it's a quicker, easier way to say it. Walk away from the Democrats. That's really what it is. Of course, we got Brandon in the background. The Walk Away campaign is a true grassroots movement founded by former liberal Brandon Straka on May 26, 2018. The Walk Away campaign encourages and supports those on the left to walk away from the divisive tenets endorsed and mandated by the Democratic Party of today. We are walking away from the lies, the false narratives, the fake news, the race baiting, the victim narrative, the violence, the vandalism, the vitriol. We are walking away from the party driven by hate. We are walking towards patriotism and a new unified America. We are the future of this great nation. They weren't even rooting for any candidate at all. I went to a walkaway rally, and every single time, we do not endorse any candidates. We're not here to endorse anyone. And then, of course, some legal mumbo jumbo. But everyone speaking, sure, there was Trump supporters that would show up, but that was it. They were talking about the Democratic Party and what was wrong with the Democratic Party, and that's really what it was all about. And I see a lot of people asking Brandon. I don't know if he's still in jail, but he was arrested for allegedly inciting violence on the 6th, which is total BS. I know Brandon. He's so nice. He's one of the nicest people I've met in my life. He will do anything for you if you ask him. And there's no way that he would have incited any violence. It was someone claims to have heard him say, like, storm the Capitol or go, 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 or some silly thing like that, which is utter nonsense. I just don't believe it. But there is a legal fund. They're doing fairly well. This is the Brandon Straka Legal Defense Fund. Is it not going to load? Interesting. It's not going to load. Well, it's allfundit.com/fund/Brandon Straka. That's it. So if you just type in Brandon Straka Legal Defense Fund, I'm sure it'll pop up. They're doing fairly well for themselves. I don't know why it's not popping up. is this website popping up? Why wouldn't this one pop up then? Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's his legal defense fund. They're doing really well. Almost 70,000 raised out of 300,000. But it's crazy because I posted that on Twitter and I said, he did nothing wrong. This is ridiculous that he got arrested. And someone said that this is an actual response. They said, what? Some white guy? No way. I am just going to donate to Black Lives Matter. And I was like, what? Why would you even bring race into this? You know what? Blocked for being racist. Straight up. That was my response. Okay. So that's that. Walking away. I just, seriously, it's just refreshing to hear a Democrat say, these Democrats are kind of crazy. They're a little crazy. Yeah, Brandon did nothing wrong. All right, let's talk about TikTok. TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. Well, I mean, it's a Chinese company. The CCP can basically say to any Chinese company, your information, we need access, give it to us. And they do. What choice do they have? If you want to keep your business in China, you gotta. What are you gonna do? No, Xi Jinping, it's my business. Get out of here. You think he would accept that? No, I don't think so. But the TikTok deal with Oracle and Walmart reportedly put on hold under Biden. For those who don't know, President Trump last year basically said, TikTok, you have to sell to an American company so that it's owned by an American company. Period. If you want to work in America, if you want that app to be around in America, then it has to be American owned, because secrets, national security. I mean, if you were in the military or if you were in government, you weren't allowed to have it on your phone, on your government issued phone. Wait, what? Why? Oh, because of national secrets. Oh, interesting. So why would Biden put it on hold? What is going on with Biden? TikTok's planned sale to American investors is unlikely to close anytime soon, as the Biden administration weighs whether to push the deal forward. A group of investors led by Oracle and Walmart announced plans to buy TikTok U.S. operations last year after then-President Donald Trump ordered the video-sharing app's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell them. But President Biden's administration has put the plans on hold while it reviews its own approach to the cybersecurity risks posed by Chinese-owned apps, the Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday. TikTok has reportedly continued discussions with the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S., which formally ordered the sale last year, about how to address the Fed's concerns about the Chinese government's accessing American users' data. Just get this a little bit bigger. There we go. But any deal that gets made would likely look different from the one announced last September, partly because TikTok is no longer facing the immediate threat of being banned in the U.S., according to the Journal. It's also possible that TikTok could work with a trusted third party to manage its data, which wouldn't require the app to be sold outright, the paper reported. The White House, TikTok, and Oracle did not immediately respond to requests for comment Wednesday morning, but a spokeswoman for the White House National Security Council told the Journal that officials are working on a comprehensive approach to securing U.S. data that address the full range of threats we face. This includes the risk posed by Chinese apps and other software that operates in the U.S., the spokeswoman Emily Horn told the paper. In the coming months, we expect to review specific cases in light of comprehensive understanding of the risks we face. The TikTok deal has been in limbo for months as federal courts blocked the Trump administration from enforcing orders that would have effectively shut down the popular app. The proposal announced last fall would have created a new entity called TikTok Global to run the app's U.S. operations. Americans would have owned a majority of TikTok Global, including 20% held by Oracle and Walmart and some 33% owned by ByteDance, existing U.S. investors, as a Post previously reported. So, why would Biden do that? I know from previous episodes and research, I knew that he basically put a pin in everything Trump had done in the past 6 months, 8, 7 months, to review whether or not it was worth keeping or if it was good for the nation. Like the insulin prices that Trump said, you are not, hey, Big Pharma, you're not allowed to sell insulin to American citizens for 800% profit margin. 800%. That's insanity. But Biden put a kibosh on that. Like, actually, I don't know. We're gonna have to see if that's actually kosher for the American people. And by American people, he means the big pharma. That is the ones that we're gonna be making killer money on people's lives here in America. People that need insulin, people that need the epinephrine pens. Yeah, those people exist. They need an 800% markup is ridiculous. Well, that's just one of the things that he put a pin in and said, well, we don't know if this is actually good for the country or not. And, this TikTok thing, it's like, man, TikTok, it's become a craze. It's become an addiction. And I think that's the problem that people aren't facing. These young kids that are on TikTok that are getting obsessed with, how many likes and views they get and how many followers they have. And it's becoming a problem. It is addicting. If you watch what is it called? The Social Dilemma. I think that's what it's called. It's a documentary right now on Facebook or on Netflix. I think it's The Social Dilemma. And it talks about a bunch of people that basically worked in the social media world. And they have come out saying, we started with good intentions. And we realized this is a very dangerous game that is being played. This is for everyone who's asking for me to spin the UFO in chat right now. Anyway, yeah, that's a problem. We're addicted. So China's got facial recognition software pretty much in every facet of everywhere. They were selling their facial recognition software to Europe, all across the globe, honestly. In TikTok, what is TikTok? It's a video sharing app that shares your data to whoever. Most importantly, China. They have access to your face. Now, I say that the title of the show, it says China's ready. What is China ready for?